Hello and welcome back. So, we're still sitting here. And last time after I stopped recording, I did try a couple other things and they did work. So, I don't know the full list still. So, whatever is what it is. But we can ask about Benson. What about Benson? He's just very Benson-y. Benson-y? Really? Hey, I don't know. I don't interact with him with many butlers before. Is he what a normal butler like? Is he what normal butlers are like? As far as I can tell, yes. You can also do Benson creepy. This one kind of like threw me for a bit because I'm like, oh man, if you can do 2 word responses, I don't know how long this list actually is. I wonder if there is one. Send me it if someone's watching and you know like a comprehensive list. Yeah, send it to me. Put it in the comments. You think Benson's creepy? He is a little bit, don't you think? If I thought him creepy, trust that I would have replaced him a long while back. So why is he creepy then? He seems to just appear out of nowhere sometimes, and he was even missing for a couple of days. That's easy to explain. Benson's very much a fan of staying out of the spotlight, so he can get his job done with little interruptions. Consider it something he picked up from his old job before he became my butler. And we can also mention the gun. Guns are, how do I put this? I wouldn't say a coward's weapon, but they are efficient. What do you mean by a coward's weapon? Don't they keep people safe? Cops use them, so. But so do many others. It's far too easy to get a gun these days. Easier still to get a knife. If I was at the point where I wanted to kill someone, I feel as though I'd want the satisfaction of being up close and personal. But why? Doesn't that make it easier to get caught? Potentially, but consider it from another angle. Uh, Give me one moment. Okay. But consider it from another angle. At the point at which they are resolved to end someone's life, you're prepared to throw consequences to the wind. If need be, I would gladly go to jail if I hit that point. Not that I have any intention of getting caught, mind you, but I accept it as a possibility all the same. And yeah, I don't. That was all I came up with. So, I frown, thinking, done already? I think so. Yeah. Oswin got up from his his side of the desk, supporting his weight on it as he did so. I hope tonight was informative. Oswin stretched before yawning, not bothering to cover his mouth or hold it back. I got shaky before following suit. It was, yeah. Then good. He made the walk. He made to walk away, and I called out, "Wait, what is it? What happens now?" "You go to bed." "And you?" "I have some calculations I need to run, something I need to test. But hopefully you'll sleep soundly enough, despite what we talked about tonight." "I should, sure. But what about us? Will we meet again? Will we talk again?" "If you believe that it's needed, then we can arrange something for a few days from now. Let me think. 3 days. 3 days. Give me 3 days, and we'll reconvene here. Same time, same place." "To talk again?" "No. By then I should be able to show you something in my lab, assuming you were interested." But Would that help? Help us figure out what's going on? Not necessarily, but you can never go wrong with more information. So, in 3 days, meet me here, and I'll show you the lab. All right. Oswin wandered over to the door, stepping through it before turning around to look at me once more. With a nod, he closed the heavy door, and it clicked shut, almost with the sound of a mechanism ensuring it'd stay that way. For me, I wandered back upstairs to the corridor, the meeting playing in my mind. Had I said everything I needed to? Was everything put away, at least for the time being? I hoped that, if anything, there was going to be some breathing room to try and enjoy my time with my friends. I stopped in the darkness, smelling something, my nose scrunched up, trying to remember where I'd placed that smell. It wasn't one I associated with danger, so there was that, but definitely not one that I was expecting to smell here, and now of all times. I froze, emerging from the corridor, right into Sal, standing in the middle of the conservatory. Something didn't seem right about this. Something felt off. Sal, are you okay? I looked behind him quickly, closing the bookcase while keeping an eye on Sal. It was odd. He wasn't responding to anything. Instead, just standing there, just staring at me. Sal, what are you doing? I can explain about the bookcase. I gestured over now to the sealed passage, expecting him to have said something about it by now. Maybe you should go to bed. Go to bed? Right? Bed. Well, that's a little concerning. I watched as Sal wandered off, leaving the room and bumped into the doorframe on the way. He looked out of it, and I wondered why he wasn't asleep. Still, of all the things that had been happening of late, at least he wasn't brandishing a weapon around. I made it back into my room and nearly collapsed onto my bed, kicking off my shorts, peeling off my shirt, and laying on my back. Any other night, I probably wouldn't indulge in relieving myself of some of the pent-up stress, but instead I lay there with my thoughts. With phone still in hand, I lifted it up to my face so I could scroll through my messages. Each one of these is a record of time where I didn't have to worry about the person on the receiving end dying. My fingers pause over one of the message chain. Hesitating before clicking it. There were so many messages, all sent by me, still waiting for a reply. I scrolled up, not bothering to read them for a bit before I back out. I knew what all of them said, almost like a journal of the points of my life where I just needed to let someone know something was up. It couldn't be Tyson, or really anyone. These were private things. I dialed my voicemail, the options memorized from having done it so many times before. Holding the phone up to my ear, I closed my eyes, breath catching in my chest. There was always that brief delay before the message started, to the point I could count the seconds from when the person on the other side realized the beep had sound. Oh. There was a brief smirk on my face as the familiar voice came through. Guess I missed you, huh, sport? There was his laugh, my laugh, our laugh, that nervous hyena chuckle when we'd get caught off guard by something. Oh well, figured I'd just check in on things, on how things are going. You going all right, champ? Oh, right, this is just a message, isn't it? He laughed again, and despite the tears welling up, I laughed along with him, much like I had done every time in the past when I listened to this message. Well, best I get back to work. Rest up, and I'll see you when you wake up, all right? I love you, son. My reply was halfway out of my breath before the message ended, the rest of the reply trailing off into silence to be replaced with quiet sobs. My arms went limp, and I let the phone fall away from my head. I'll see you when I wake up. My eyelids droop a little. I breathe out, wiping the corner of my eyes and yawning. When I wake up. I fall asleep soon after, exhausted. I should have at least gotten under the covers or something, but by the time I realize it, it was already morning. I opened my eyes slowly, waking right where I fell asleep. My phone was dead now, was still in my... You know, I feel bad about doing this, but I do really actually want to continue Tyson's route. I don't know. I guess I'm not just feeling Dean too much. So, hopefully, it won't take very long to catch up, okay? Okay? I know I talked about this a couple times last recording, but yeah. Morning. Oh, morning. He watched me a bit from the doorway before sinking into his shoulders. I came in. I can come in, yeah? Yeah, sure. What's up? Tyson closes the door behind him before he wanders over to the bed. So, yeah. Been thinking things over. Oh, wait, shit. How's your nose? It's fine, I guess. Hurts when I sniff too hard, but yeah, not broken, I think. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, been thinking things over. From yesterday? I'm a fucking idiot. I know that. Never been good with book stuff yet. Let alone getting on with people. But I know you. And I go back. You looked out for me that one time, and life wasn't so shitty after that, you know? It's what any decent person would do, I guess. It wasn't your fault. Yeah, some decency people have if no one else steps forward. Thanks, I guess. No, wait, I can do this. Thank you, Dave, for, well, everything. And I guess, can you help me? Help you? Fuck, why does this have to be so difficult? I suck, okay? Help me get better at that. Like, help me not be an ass to people. I mean, sure, but what do you mean? What do you want me to do? Fuck if I know. Does it look like I have a clue about this sort of stuff? So what? Do you want me to keep you on a short leash or something? Sure, something like that. Just don't let you, just don't think you can put a collar on me and show me off just yet. Noted. No collar until you say so. Easy. Hey, don't go getting any ideas. If anyone's getting a collar, it's you, pup. Give you a pretty little tag that says property of Tyson on it and make you wear it all the time. Property of Tyson, huh? Something you're not telling me? Seeing Tyson struggle was a mix of being cute and embarrassing. And it was taking all of what little mental fortitude I had, still groggy from sleep, to not razz him further. Could always just ask me out if you felt that way. You know how well Dean's looked out on that front with his timing, among other things. Don't remind me, like you'd ever say yes if I asked. Never know if you don't try. Yeah, well, would you? Would I what? Why are you making this difficult? It's to help you get better. Oh, right. Sure. It's all good, Ty. Just take a deep breath and ask. Ty made a showing of breathing in deep before coming closer to the bed, not knowing where to look. So, like, would you maybe, like, to, I guess, eat food or something? What, together? In the next moment, Type left on the bed, pinning me down and trying to find a place to grind a knuckle into. You're a brat, you know that? And yet you're trying to ask me out. Tyson growled, pulling the pillow off from under me and whacking me with it. If you know what I'm asking, why aren't you giving me an answer? Well, maybe I'm waiting for you to kiss me. Wait, what? You heard me. That's, maybe moving a bit fast, don't you think? Up to you, I guess. Not that I could stop you if you wanted to kiss me, really. But that's gay, and I'm no fag. I could only give him a deadpan stare until he realized the irony. What? Kissing is gay, but dating a dude, isn't it? But dating a dude isn't? Shit, you got me there. That's... Yeah, don't think I'm ready for that. Although, I bet you'd want to kiss me. I'm a fucking catch. Maybe I should make you ask me out. Not gonna happen. You have to be the one that asks. Well, shit. Let me prepare myself, and I'll ask you later or something. I could go for coffee real bad. If you're heading down, make sure you save some for me. Could always go down together. I catch him adjusting himself out of the corner of my eye, my cheeks starting to heat up. What, and let you watch me change? That's pretty gay. Fine, fine. I need to throw on a shirt anyway. I'll make sure the bear doesn't drink it all before you get there. His name is Dean, Ty. Fine, fine. I'll make sure Dean doesn't drink it all. Good boy. I'll see you downstairs. With one last check with the pillow for good measure. Whack. Okay. Tyson got off me and wandered off without any further words. Just a look over his shoulder and a single nod before closing the door on his way out. Good morning. The sudden voice causes me to jump, expecting to... You know, that scene was a lot cuter than the one with Dean. Maybe it's because I don't care about the hand job, so... the voice broke and expected for the moment. Did I startle you? Yeah, okay, let's just... With the conversation over, I got myself ready and headed downstairs for breakfast. True to his word, Tyson had a coffee pot nearby, my eyes darting to the one closer to Dean, and noting it was much less full than the one Tyson had protecting. What? Okay. He slid it over, putting it into my care and avoiding my gaze. Something didn't seem right. Part of me wondered if he was actually going to ask me out properly, the other part yelling at me that I should have just said yes. I took the chance to take stock of who was in the room, thinking back to what Oz said. I was meant to trust someone in this room, and I did. My eyes settle on Sal. For the moment, could he be the killer? Yeah. The main thing I know about Dean was that he was a pretty good guy. Loved his family, liked to help out where he could, wore his heart on his sleeves. But if Dean was the one behind everything, would that make sense? For starters, he had full access to any number of gardening tools, and knew how to use an axe from what I assumed, any of which could make a decent weapon. Not to mention any sort of penicillin. Okay, let's... Ty was special to me. I just didn't know how his behavior over the past couple days was odd too. But maybe it was just because it's being in close proximity with so many others for a prolonged period of time. He stole another look at me before grabbing some food and shoveling it into his mouth. I smirked, thinking back to his method of asking me out. Maybe he just really liked to eat, not that I blamed him, knowing what I did about his home life. Now, was Ty capable of being a killer? Of killing someone? Probably. But, oh, okay, I can... Okay, at least he has a whole pot to himself. I'll just... Orlando took the cup of coffee and set it... Ty had sat down, filling my cup again once... we should do a thing. I gulped, standing instead of whatever. Sweeping. I supposed to say something good, like the movie. Okay, so we're on this. What are you growling about? All right, pup. Sounds good to me too. Why are you on board so suddenly? Hey, I can be interested in things. Back off. But the growling. Is everything all right, Dave? I'm fine, really. I sighed out, looking at everyone around the table, running there. Okay, so I continued following Dean and Sal before being grabbed by the arm. I looked over my shoulder as Ty eased me back a couple steps. Ty? How's your nose, Pop? I'm gonna just adjust my microphone a bit. Oh, I gently tapped my nose, a lot of the tenderness having gone away, but still giving me some discomfort if I press a little too hard. Getting better? Why? Tyson sighed, running his hands through his fur on his cheeks. I still can't believe I did that to you. Well, it hurt, and more than just physically. You scared me a lot yesterday, but I can deal with blood. Not that, the other thing. I could see Ty tense up as he spoke, mostly in his arms and shoulders, but the giveaway was in his voice, lowering in volume. Oh. We stood there for a few moments in silence, while I look over my shoulder to see where the other two have ended up. I can't stress enough that what you did was something I shouldn't rightly forgive you for, no matter how special you are to me, Ty. I know. Even if I'd thought about it a few times, how you went about it was all wrong. You thought about it? Well, maybe it's because, I don't know, just something that I've thought about before. No backup a sec? You've thought about me, and you, like that. A couple of times, yeah, but I don't know. I'm worried you take it too far, especially for my first time, Shit, if I'd known that, I would have, I don't know, maybe I would have. Look, Ty, I'm trying really hard here, I really am. I want everyone else to see you in the same light I do. And what light is that? That you're a good person. That, I didn't know how to phrase it, but I'd made myself, thinking back to yesterday. I wanted to forgive him, I really did, but it still was so scary. I noticed him go to reach out for me, maybe my shoulder, but he pulled back at the last second. I'm sorry, Dave. I know, that's why I'll still stay by your side, Ty. I'm not abandoning you over this, but can we maybe talk about it later, in private? I say now, but group activity, yeah? Yeah. Dave? I'll prove it to you. I'll make it up to you somehow. Please, don't give up on me. I look him in the eye and shuffle forward, so I was within arm's reach, then closer again. Ty took this as a sign to hug me tight, bringing his muzzle to my ear, and I wrapped my arms around his chest. He didn't say anything, but I got the impression he wanted to. I won't, Ty. He gave me another squeeze before letting me go, breathing out a ratted puff. Okay, greenhouse. Come on, pup. Right. We're in the greenhouse. I looked around. The air was pleasant. Okay, I can do that. What did he ask for? Tyson handed me some garden snippers. Okay. Hold on, just want to throw something out there. What's up, Dean? So, out of the four of us, I think Sal and I should be carrying this thing inside. What, you think I'm not strong enough or something? Don't take it as a challenge, but yeah, no offense, but this thing is going to be a pain to carry, and I think Sal's the strongest of us, yeah? Probably. Don't want anyone injuring themselves. Wait, so should I still, For added effort, I flexed the snippers in my hand, wondering if my job was going to change now that Tyson was free. Please, don't think we're going to get this thing free otherwise. Ty backed off, arms folded and grumbling, coming next to me to stand as Dean sized up the pumpkin, tipping it back slightly, and taking the weight off of it. Sal, help me support this so Dave can get in here. No sooner than Sal had gotten into position, I scrambled underneath the pumpkin and started looking for something to cut. Find the vine, Dave? Yeah, it's pretty thick, though. The silence that followed made it clear what I said. I had said was being misconstrued. Misconstrued. Yep. But but with witnesses, it seems Dean didn't want to comment. I could only imagine the face he was pulling though. Sure enough, the vine tethering the pumpkin to the ground was thick and waxy, slipping free of the snippers twice before I managed to get enough of a hold to get it cut. Okay, it's free. All right, ready, Dean? Ready on 3. 1, 2, 3. The pair of them lifted the pumpkin up and started shuffling away. They seemed to be managing fine, opting to take it slow once they were outside. Come on, came to help and I don't get to do anything? Well, hey, you made the effort though, right? I guess. Ty sighed out, scratching his head. I'm trying to make an effort. I really am, pup. What, to make friends? Basically. More just not being an ass to the group of them, though. Ty trailed off, leaving me wondering where he was taking that thought. You what, Ty? We can go into this more later. It's probably a good conversation to have when we don't have the others wondering where we are. Is it a serious conversation? Yeah, and fair warning, you might get upset. Now don't get any ideas. That's why I want to do it somewhere private where we can just talk. Sure as hell I'm going to need the time to get the words right anyway. Well, can I be honest about something? Yeah, always. At least, I want you to be honest with me. Well, okay. You're scaring me a bit. Scaring you? Yeah, like, saying things like that is just... I feel like you're going to drop something really heavy on me, like you're dying or something. Ty sighed, scratching his head. I told you I wasn't good with talking. But I promise I'm not like that. I'm not dying. Okay. I stood there awkwardly in the soil, not sure where to look, since coming here, the relationship I had with Ty was different, strained somehow, and I just can't place why. Maybe it was being around the others. I don't think I did anything wrong, at least. You're being a dork. Do you... I was moving forward before I realized it, and I only realized it because I slipped on something in the soil. I collided into Ty's front, head first before dropping to my knees. What? No, just I slipped on something, honest. Pulling my stuff up from being eye level to Ty's crotch, I scrambled back to see what I had slipped on. I dug around in the soil trying to find what I slipped on, pulling free a round metal object with an engraving on it. Oh, Ty, look! I held up a medal to him, offering it out. He took it from my hand, rolling it over once before handing it back. Seems like it, yeah. Good work, Pop. Puts us in the lead. Wait, we're counting the half medal? Why wouldn't we? I suppose. I don't think it counts if we're only half, though. Okay, fine. Then we're tied. Whatever. Taking the medal back, I looked again at the engraving, a round shape with 2 protrusions coming out from the top. So, what one is that? Oh, it looks like it has horns. Wait, which one has horns? Aries? Tauros? This one's probably Tauros, given that point up, though. They point up, whatever. Doesn't bother me anyway. Not like we're keeping a checklist. Yeah, you're right. I pocketed the medal and got up to dust off my knees. Time to head back inside. Yep. All right, let's go. With the pumpkin on its way, it was time to follow. So they're scooping out the pumpkin. Having a grand old time. Oh, okay. You mean us, right? If you're gonna slack off, then yeah, what's gonna happen? Don't worry, we'll catch you. Tyson shrugged, poking me gently in the chest. You need a bath. I do not. You always miss. Oh, this is when he offers the brush, right? In Dean's route. So, if you want. Whatever Tyson started, he trailed off, leaving it there. I tilted my head at him, curious. When you're done, get someone to check you got it all out. Oh, right. Good idea. I watched as Tyson wandered into the kitchen, frowning. Was there something he wanted to say? I almost was going to ask him to get that spot for me. It wasn't the first time, after all. Okay, and then they help carve out the thing. Okay, so he's just being a bitch about Tyson, like usual. Okay. I looked to Roswell, who had his eyes focused on Tyson, warily over the brim of his mug. Tyson, however, had his eyes trained on him on his own, almost watching the ripples on his face on the surface of his coffee. You just asked, and he didn't just floor you? Damn, you are lucky. He sounded sad. Maybe not sad, but something like that at least. It was a profound tone that I didn't know where to place, and I froze my hand halfway to touching his arm before pulling back. Well, okay, here's a question. What would you have done differently if you were... Oh, okay, this argument. Okay. I'm caught back up. Okay. I scratched my head, wanting to figure out how best to ask, deciding to go forward. I wonder if this is any different. Nope. My eyes dart to Tyson, and he looked back, almost pleading silently for an assistance to defend his round. Capable. Okay, so he's... On the one hand, I could have his back. On the other hand, I could let him fight his own battle. Oh, no. Well, I don't really like Roswell that much, so we're gonna back up Tyson. That look was all I needed from Ty. I knew what that look meant, or at least I thought I did. Either way, I stood up, almost knocking my coffee over in the process. Roswell? Yes? No one will ever change my mind on this, ever. Tyson is a good person deep down. Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean I haven't. Maybe he just hasn't found the right person, or the right time, or just... I trail off, looking at Ty, unsure if it was within this moment I started to feel something I shouldn't. He pulled his gaze away from mine, and I felt my heart begin to race the moment I gulped, realizing that I wasn't sure how I wanted to follow up my initial thought. Dave? Yeah? Gonna continue that thought? I stole one last look at Tyson before sitting back down, feeling uncertain enough that even the laugh didn't come out. No, I think I'm done. I'm not convinced. I want proof. I don't owe you shit, pig. How do I even prove something like that? Oh, you can't, at least if you're asking. Roswell, that's enough. Lay off the guy. You're not being very fair. Roswell stood suddenly, turning on Dean. Fair? He wasn't fair to any of us growing up. Why should I show him the same courtesy now? He deserves to be alone for all I care. It seems as though Tyson had had enough, though, almost violently getting up from his chair and storming out of the dining room. I expected that to go differently somehow. We doing the thing. Oh, we stayed behind last time and chatted with things, so I'm gonna follow Tyson. Yeah, I think I should go check on him. I'll be back in a bit, guys. I bailed before anyone could convince me otherwise. The light was on in the gym, so I knew he was there. He was sitting, facing away from the door, on one of the weight benches, shoulders slumped and from what I could make out, he was pulling his fur out from his arms. As I approached, he either didn't seem to hear me or didn't want to acknowledge I was there. We're gonna call out. Ty? His ears twitch, flicking in my direction. He must have wiped his face before turning to look at me. Hey, pup. I took a spot next to him on the weight bench, sitting close enough that we had a point of contact. I fiddled with my hands, not sure what I should be doing with them as I pieced together what I wanted to say. Are you okay? I'm sorry about what happened upstairs. No, well, I don't really know how that happened, to be honest. Where does Roswell get off thinking he can act like that, huh? Oh, fucking unfair if you ask me. I nodded slowly, not sure how much of a conversation I should be taking part in. When Ty had no follow-up, I figured it'd be a good idea to try and shift the conversation to something else. Did you want to talk about something else instead? You want to talk about yesterday? Oh, no, I mean that just maybe focusing on something other than what just happened might help. It's fine. May as well ask. May as well have that talk now. I'm going to take a drink real quick. Okay. Ty breathed out, though, through his nose, shifting so that he was straddling the bench, facing me directly. I did the same, so we were facing one another and shifted as close to one another without becoming awkward. So yesterday, right. More silence followed while I waited, watching Ty's expression shift as he, as he thought things through. It's complicated. I guess I should start by saying I'm fucking scared as hell, pup. About what? Few things, but going home, I guess. I tilted my head at him, not following. Presumably, my lack of a follow-up question prompted Ty to explain further on his own. This is a month off for me, yeah? A month I don't have to be around my dad. Fucking bastard hasn't done a day right by me ever since Mom left. Took it out on me in more ways than I want to remember. Oh. Just thinking about what I almost did to you makes me so... Ty growled, throwing his arms up in frustration. Then he grabbed his head, gripping at his fur. I don't want to be like my dad. I want to be like yours, if anything. Like mine? Is that why? To be honest, if you hadn't invited me here, I probably would have packed up and driven around the country to just sort myself out. Had all the essentials packed for weeks now. Figured once everyone's moved on, no point sticking around either, yeah? How long do you reckon you'll be gone for? The question lingers unanswered. The longer it did, the more I realized what Ty was saying, and my heart sank. You are coming back, right? If Dean's a good enough guy, I won't need to. He'll take care of you. I shook my head quickly, trying to express my dissatisfaction with him just leaving, but he continues all the same. Come on, it's not so bad. You telling me you'd risk what almost happened again? Why did you ever agree? Why'd you ever agree to that? Because you were going to die, Tyson. I had to stop you from leaving. Still on about that? Why bother? I messed with the vault and it showed me you dead, and it scared me. What, and that's it? Ty, you're important to me, okay? Really important. I thought back to what happened upstairs, to the other conversation I'd had about Tyson in the past. My heart was racing, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to scream or collapse into him. Ty reached out gently, placing a hand on the side of my neck, causing me to look him in the eye. You're important to me too. In what way? Well, like how Orlando feels about Sal, or how Sal feels about Orlando. Probably best you forget what happened this morning, pup. Lack of coffee, I guess. Uh-oh. The disappointment was real, as if I could feel every strand of my hair on my body go limp from it. I didn't think it was this bad, but I guess I liked the prospect of Ty asking me out more than I gave it credit for. Okay, I understand. Why are you disappointed? I don't know. I just thought you go on about how I did you a solid once and that was it. When no one but me remembered your birthday, or when you got kicked out of the house and we shared my bed and you wouldn't get so you wouldn't get sick, or the time you hadn't eaten in days and I brought you leftovers. What were those to you? That was just swapping favors. Favors? Is that what I got sick? Yeah. Is that why when I got sick you bailed on school to keep me company all day? Is that why whenever Dad worked late you'd come over and keep me company? Ty, is that why when Dad died? I was working myself up to the point of tears now, quivering as I looked at Ty's unflinching expression. I didn't understand, and I wanted to. I just didn't know how. Is that all it was? Is that all it ever was? You shut your fucking mouth right now, Dave. If you ever think that what I did wasn't because I care for you again, He sighed out, placing his other hand on the side, on my side, and shifting me closer to him. I'm sorry, I suck at admitting these things. I'm sorry that I made you feel that I didn't care. Of course I care. How couldn't I? There's a reason, okay? Again, he trails off, leaving us in a space of awkward silence. At least whatever tears were threatening to come out had subsided. If my breathing was still slightly ragged, I gulped, mouth suddenly feeling dry. Ty, I had to ask, I had to clarify, but... I never know how gay I want to go with these kind of things. Not very. I like a nice healthy distance, you know? Do you have my back? What? Or has that changed now? Of course it hasn't changed. Don't be an idiot. Is it more than that? Dave, Anon, he breathed out through his nose, looking away from me. It's complicated. To my shame and embarrassment, it wasn't the answer I was hoping for, and I shifted back, figuring it be best I leave. But Ty held me firm by the side, digging his fingers in to offer resistance to me just up and leaving. Don't you fucking dare. In the next moment, I was pulled roughly to his chest, and he hugged me tight, burying his nose into my fur atop my head. I hugged him back, finding comfort in the familiar smell of his fur the familiar smell his fur carried. No matter what happens, no matter where I go, I'll always be there for you. He gave me one last squeeze before letting me shuffle back on my own to look at him. I searched his face for how he was feeling again. I couldn't place the expression. He didn't flinch when my hand made their way back up to his chest, towards his shoulders, though. Yeah, we're just gonna hug. I wasn't done. I threw myself against him again, hugging him around the neck, and almost immediately he wrapped his arms around my middle, adjusting us so I was almost in his lap. He rubs his cheeks against mine, with his hands shifting to scratch the back of my head lightly, the downside of which, it made me moan slightly as I melted into him. Okay. Ty stopped, seemingly undecided if he should continue before I noticed his tail going, and the scratching started again. Not to mention I had any idea that Tyson was liking how close we were being from what I could feel pressing up against me. Oh, down below. I don't want to ruin the moment though, and left it ignored just in case. This was nice enough. Just being close, the worries of the previous conversation not seemingly gone entirely. Ty sighed out and let me go, shuffling back so that we're some distance between us again, looking elsewhere. Ty, I looked down, skirting over the noticeable bulge in his pants to his hand, which I was carefully, and gave it a squeeze, which I took carefully. Okay. Thanks. I got up to leave, shuffling back first and then swinging my legs over the weight benches. Hey, wait. I stopped, looking back at Tyson with a quirked brow and with a tilted head. You're leaving? Now? I mean, yeah, it's probably a good time to, right? Ty got up, shuffling closer and petting me slowly on the head. It means a lot that you came down to check on me. Really. So just, in case I haven't said it enough, thanks for being a fucking kick-ass friend, I guess. You too, Ty. As I turned to leave, he spoke again. I haven't forgotten. I'm going to keep trying. That's all I ask, Ty. All right, pup. I'll see you at dinner. Got some things I want to think about. Good things? Bad things? Just things. Well, I'll be around if you need me. Ty sent me off with a nod, and I wandered back into the basement. My eye settled on the door to the vault. I was curious. Something was drawing me to the room, to the door beyond the keypad next to it. Can you skip scenarios? Can I skip straight to betrayal? Okay. I mean, that's nice, right? Wait. I might want to do... Peacekeeper first. Because that should... Or should I get the bad ending? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I just... Cause then we should get... Yeah. What are you doing? Oh, Ty. I sighed out, having spooked myself enough to be on the verge of crying out. Do I need to take you to my room again so that you can zone out without looking like a dork? No, I'll just be okay. Just thinking stuff. Speaking of, how did you pull up after today? Fine. Got my thinking done for the day at least. And I'll tell you if I feel like it later. Oh, all right. What are you doing tonight? Probably going to be an early night. I'm still tired, and well, that's what you get for overdoing it. But I get it. Was thinking the same. I nodded slowly, rubbing my eyes as if I had convinced myself I was legitimately tired, and that was all. Well, I'll see you in the morning, pup. Tyson patted me on the head, going to say something else, but holding back, turning quickly and jogging towards the stairs. Ty, wait. What? You what? If I can't get sleep tonight, can I come see you? I'd rather you didn't, but if you can't sleep, then I'll make an exception. Sorry, I shouldn't have asked. Don't worry about it. My gaze found the floor, shifting back up as I heard Ty get closer again. He clapped me quickly on the shoulder before tussling the fur on top of my head. You're such a dork, but he looks away, resolving himself to say something, it seems. Soon, if you want, we can. Really? I make no promises, but it wouldn't be the first time we shared a bed. Just try to avoid tonight if you can, yeah? I'm flattered, but maybe try Dean first. I did. Never thought I'd say that, but whatever. Okay. You'll be alright. I'm going to bed. Night. As I watched Ty wandered away, not looking back at me, waiting in the foyer. The house seemed quiet, and I'm going to start skipping. Okay. I fucking knew it. Before I could ask further, Tyson made a break for it, diving for Benson's body, hand reaching over for the gun on the floor. Dean must have feared the worst, following suit. Okay, we... Oh, okay, is it actually the same? Like, I was still... Okay. Well, let's try Peacekeeper. I should probably separate these passwords into different days, right? That seems reasonable. Okay. Any differences? We're gonna stay quiet. We're still gonna do that. Really? Okay. So there's like no change in dialogue with that. Okay. Betrayal. Okay. All right, who's dying this time? What? Okay, well, no, we're in the conversation, were we? You opened the vault? I felt my ears. Yeah, okay. All right, who's dying this time? Excuse me? Dying? No one's dead. What do you mean this time? I looked at Ty, pleading him with the best puppy eyes, puppy dogs I could manage. Not that it was usually worked, and even now was earning me a disapproving frown. Apparently, the dork was messing around with the keypad downstairs and had daydreams that I died. Oh, I just thought... A daydream? Really? Yep. If he says that's what happened, I believe him. What's the harm anyway? Ty shot me a quick look, smiling. While I hoped that it'd come out a little differently, it was nice to have the reassuring smile on my side. Okay, but who's dying? Benson, I think. Then we're gonna... Okay, so we're still... They did the search. Looking around. Do the things. We have the fun sleepover. I look over to Ty, and he held my gaze. He looked apologetic. And I grimaced down. He frowned, and I looked down, then back up to meet his look again. We had this way of talking without speaking sometimes. We got a lot of practice in when there wasn't the words to really say how we were feeling. We're just too different, aren't we? Sorry. I should have realized. That's the reason. Okay, yeah. And then, no, we'll do board games and stuff, guys. We'll have... I'll hit the lights. Everyone comfortable? Dean switches the... Why is that line only... Okay. Part of me felt bad that despite Dean's advice, he wasn't the one I was thinking of. He was the one I was supposed to be dating, right? That's what Orlando had been telling me, that he was a good match. Now, I wasn't so sure. Was it bad of me to look forward to getting in some sneaky cuddling in that I could try and play the worried card in hopes of furthering selfishness on my part. Uh, I quickly wandered over to where Tyson was cuddled up on the floor. My face scrunched up in an uncomfortable frown. I lay down next to him and wondered what my move should be. It was difficult between us. That want to be close, but the fear that something bad could happen because of it. Inching closer, I leaned back into Tyson, unsure of how to be in the position he normally had me in. About fucking time, pup. I squeaked quietly as he pulled me to him, adjusting us so that he could use me as a pillow. His arms draped over me, and his legs hiked up under mine. His voice was kept to a hush whisper, almost as if he didn't want the others to hear. The sort of tone I imagined left for those intimate with one another. You good? Your heart's racing. Yeah, I'm good. Ty cuddled in, resting his head on my chest as just listening to my heartbeat. He hadn't held me like this in so long that I wasn't sure where to put my arms. I settled on just reaching them against him, sighing out to get comfortable. Dave? Yeah? He sighed out, squeezing me gently. Don't worry about it. Sleep well, yeah? Okay. As my eyes adjusted to the... well, I don't need my notes open anymore. What did it say? As my eyes adjusted to the room, I remembered the weight on my chest, looking down at Tyson, still cuddling up to my front. With how his face was scrunched up and his tail flicking, it seemed like he wasn't having a very pleasant dream. We'll pet him. We'll pet the good boy. My right arm was still mostly free, so I carefully wrapped it around Ty's back and rested my hand atop his head. His tail stopped flickering, but his frown lingered. Ever so slowly, I began to stroke his fur, gently digging in to massage his scalp. Almost immediately, his frown disappeared, and he let out a sigh with a soft moan soon after. Fuck. I hadn't been going all that long, but Ty stretched, nestling in under my chin, and shifting his right hand from his shoulder to his waist as he pulled me closer. He didn't say anything else, but I figured he was awake somewhat now. What was the harm in continuing? As I did, Ty's tail flicked happily beside him. Before he reached up and grabbed my hand. Okay, enough of that, pup. Let me have 5 more minutes. Oh, okay. While Ty rested, I looked to Dean, who was laying nearby. He looked wrecked, cuddled up to a pillow in the same way that Ty was to me. Seemed to have been having nightmares, or was just that uncomfortable. Sal, meanwhile, was on his stomach, half chewing on his pillow, with a happy smile on his face. Maybe he was just hungry. In our own time, we all got up. Not that it took that much longer. Yeah. That said, I don't want to have to talk about something I saw and heard the other day. What happened? My hand went to my nose as I looked to Sal and Ty, who immediately had his eyes locked on the crocodile. I fucked up again, that's all. Don't worry about it. Dave? Yes? You know what I saw, yes? I think so, but... Nah, it's fine. We'll talk about it later. If you saw, no point hiding it. Do I get to know about it? I'll tell you later. Still, if that was an isolated incident, the other stories must be true. Must be true too. Fuck it, I don't get it. No point in hiding that I've been an asshole to people in the past. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah? Much like movie night, you're just another person. Well, yeah, I have my moments. We should go downstairs, right? Sort out breakfast or whatever. Yeah, okay. No sooner had I entered, I did a double take, wondering if I'd entered the right room. Ty, what are you doing in my room? Waiting for you. Well, yeah, but why? Ty shrugged, wandering over to the door and pushing it closed behind me. He left his hand lingering on it, staring down at, looking down at me, uneasy about something. Ty? With his free hand, he reached out and touched my face, his eyes unfocused as he did so. Not that he did anything beyond that. Just touching, his thumb rubbing over my cheek. You sleep all right? Yeah. You had a rough night, though. Well, you're not as soft as a pillow. Pretty soft, though. That's on you. Not that you gave me much of an option there. Yeah, I know. Just needed something, you know? Like that one time, yeah? I guess so. Ty, I shuffled around him to my clothes, and he followed close behind. I bent over to pick up a new shirt, and as I stood there, he snaked his arms around my side and buried his nose into my neck, making me jump. Ty, just let me enjoy this, please. You just want to cuddle? We could cuddle. I'm all about that cuddling. Cuddling is gay. I'm gay, Ty, remember? Tyson stepped back, letting me go, and I used the opportunity to put on a fresh shirt. As I turned around, Tyson's hands were on me again, picking me up just enough to throw me onto my bed. He had this smug look on his face, almost predator, that made me quake just a little bit. I watched him join me on the bed, scooting closer. Yeah, but you're just a pup. Cuddling you ain't gay. Hey, I'm not that young anymore. You don't have to call me that anymore either. Ty stopped his approach, resting his hands on my knees, and I looked off to the side, bored. What, don't like it anymore? Well, no, I'm not saying that. Could call you a lot worse things if you were mine. I trailed off, watching Ty's smile fade, seemingly thinking about something. Sal saw what happened the other day, didn't he? Oh, I think he might have. He didn't step in, though, like you took me up to your room, and... I gulped, realizing where that recount was going, and I averted my gaze. Well, you know, I don't know why he stayed out of it, or how much he heard, but what? Maybe with everything going on, he felt that maybe we should talk about it. Just us. About us, I mean. Is there anything between us, Ty? Dunno. Is there? I don't know. Like, on one hand, whenever you're around, I feel safe, but at a moment's notice, I feel like I need to be on edge, ready to react to something you might say or do. Not just to me, but the others. Anyone, really. Not your responsibility to do that. No, but you're important to me. I want to do something. The words were out of my mouth before I proceeded them. I didn't even really know what I meant by that. Maybe it was just the tiredness catching up to me. Do something like what? Ask me out on a date? No, that's your job. I want to be the one asked. I don't even know if you're, you say you aren't, but... Ty lunges forward and slamming his hand against his hand down next to my head, sinking into the bed. I'm not gay. Then, if you want to fuck me, then that's a different story. I'd only be doing it because, I growled, sitting up and pushing Ty back by leveraging away with my head. Because what? You're only into me? I looked at Ty as he rested back on his ankles. He made to yell, going so far as to point at me as if to threaten me with something, but nothing came out. Well, come on then, tell me, Ty. So what if I am, huh? So what? I don't care about that stuff, but you're different. It's too fucking early for this, Dave. Just, I'll meet you downstairs. Oh, no, you don't. You stay right there. I grab him firmly around the arm and to keep him there. I'm not going to confess that I love you, Ty, but you're so damn important to me that I want you to be honest about everything. Why does this have to be the exception? Because I'm not good enough. Not yet. What? How can I tell you something I don't know, huh? You said you're gay. Great. You have that figured out. I sure as hell don't. You don't know? Nope. But what, you expect me to be hooking up with randos every week? Well, no, but all I know is that for whatever fucking reason, you're my weakness. It sucks, but fuck, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I blush at that, unsure to take it as a compliment or to start picking at the specifics of what he meant. Look, I'm going to be honest. When Sal asks about what happened, keep the first aid kit on hand. Sure as hell have had enough of a time with my dream last night that if he wants to throw down, I'm just gonna let him. Wait, that's a lot to unpack. Which part? What did you dream about last night? Is that why you looked like you were having a nightmare? Shit, didn't realize it showed when I was sleeping. Don't worry about it. Ty, come here. Come on. You're killing me. Be honest, remember? Ty's eyes bulge as I asked my question, searching my face for something. His mouth agape, brow furrowed, and he almost looked like he could cry. I had a dream of you dying, alright? It sucked. And that's why... Cuddles? What if I never got a chance to do that again? Well, we were cuddling while you slept. And it helped, but can only do so much in front of other people. Oh. Look, I... Just throw it out there, but for old time's sake, did you wanna, Oh, no, I mean, I don't get what you're asking. I don't get what you're talking about. Sleep together. We did that last night, though. Fuck, Jesus. You, me, bed, alone. Oh, well, I guess so. Did you mean actually sleep, or did you mean... I'm not suggesting anything. You want to mess around, then I'll leave that on you, pup. I thought about my goal for today, what I needed to accomplish, the curiosity of what I could get up to with Ty. Maybe we shift on the bed. Tomorrow night, does that work? I guess. Sorry, not tonight. I'll fill you in later as to why. Spending it with Dean instead? What? No, just something else, promise. Well, alright, sure. Tomorrow night. Ty got up from the bed and wandered over to the door, looking over his shoulder at me. I'm gonna head down and get coffee. Don't be long, yeah? Yeah, okay. Closing the door behind him, I was left on the bed, worked up, grabbing my pillow, covering my face with it as best I could before screaming in frustration, coming out somewhere between a high-pitched whine and a shriek. We'd been here a week, and I was questioning everything I knew about my relationship with Tyson, thanks to Roswell's behavior yesterday, and Tyson's. Were they even advances? It took me a few moments to calm down, realizing that maybe this was why I needed coffee this morning. Not only that, but Tyson admitted that I was his weakness made me think, what if he was mine? Still, as much as spending another night in the same bed excited me, I had a job to do, and if I had any hope of Ty taking me seriously with what I was going to explain to him, I needed something to show for it. I needed proof. I got off from the bed and headed downstairs for breakfast with a renewed determination that I hoped would last long after I had my morning coffee. Do the things. Oh, yeah, when we talked to Benson. That was a nice conversation, wasn't it? We're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna leave. Okay. Tyson, you should join us. Guessing I know why, alright? Might... Okay. Support Benson. Always do. Love that man. Yeah, I'm coming. Part of me worried about what was going to happen, but I just have to have faith that Ty would be alright. The three of them filed out, leaving their spots at the table as they were. Thankfully, they hadn't made too much of a mess, but we're going to clean the dishes because that scene's real cute. We're gonna do glass first. That's what we're gonna do. Glass, I think. That way they stay really clean. I think that's what you're supposed to do. As I washed the glassware, I noticed that after I scrubbed them clean, they were crystal clear after the suds had rinsed off. Then came the plates. Haas and Orlando had already started things off, but scraping the scrapes off were leftovers. So all I had to do was scrub them free of the grease and alike. With the plates done, the water was starting to get cloudy, with only a few mugs left. I washed them before it was yeah, whatever. Okay. There, I did it right this time, okay? This book is too hard. Can't I just have one with pictures? I pull it back off the shelf, putting another one, not bothering to look at the cover in favor of the picture. Okay, wait. This is just children's stories. I read a few lines and I flick through the pages, stories that I remember my dad reading to me as a kid. But now was not the time for such stories. They weren't going to help me find the library. Doing some light reading? Roswell. There we go. Why is that only in Tyson's route? Whatever. My immediate retort fell short. The words caught in my throat, denying the possibility. Should have been all too... but I couldn't. Go on, then. He's important to me. This whole conversation where I'm supposed to, like... I don't know. Care about Roswell? I gulped, suddenly feeling unsure. For a long time, I'd seen Ty in a certain light. A brother, maybe. Something more was equally likely. The more time he and I spend around one another, though. Was there something more than that? Had I just yet to put it into words, or was I seeing something that wasn't actually, oh God, was actually there, and just something I wanted to be there instead? He's family. It didn't feel right. It wasn't inaccurate, but it felt like I was putting things lightly too. Thankfully, Roswell's mood seemed to make him not question my tone. You can't be serious. Family? Family. He's as important to me as the rest of you. Maybe in some way. Maybe for different reasons. I don't know. Think of him like an older brother. Regardless of what he is, though. He's still important. So I'm to play second fiddle to him just because I was gone for a while? No one's playing second to anyone, and I'm not picking favorites. I'm not choosing sides, Roswell. And if it came to it, then I'd be disappointed that you'd think I'd be willing to abandon any one of you just because a personal gripe you can't let go of. And trust me when I say that if you make me choose, well, you might not like what the answer would be. But okay, we can start skipping again. Yeah. Not just that, but I was a little worried that Sal might have gone at Tyson. I unlatched the gate and wandered over, looking. Yeah, okay. With how happy he looked, it seemed as though Sal hadn't chewed him out for the other day. That, or he'd spoken to him about something else entirely, if they had a conversation at all. Hey guys. Whoa. Aren't there spare towels in the lockers? True, but then you'd be naked beyond that. Naked? Okay, fine. You get easy on this time, pup. Tyson put me down and wandered me over to the hot tub with him in tow, sitting just around the side and dipping my feet into the bubbly water, gasping at the temperature change. Sal wandered over as well, but opted to just stand nearby. So how's things been for you guys? Good day so far? Okay, yeah. They're like kind of enjoying their time. I caught myself shooting Tyson a look. I caught Tyson shooting me a quick look, the faintest hint of a smile on his face before he looked away. You really regret it? Yeah, so he's confessing his sins. He watched as Dean hauled? I think that's the word. Hauled himself out of the tub before wandering to the shower. So, what? Dave, how's your nose? Oh, right. So good enough that you forgot, it seems. We having that talk now? Just answer me this. Those things you said, did you mean them? My breath caught in my chest as my gaze shifted slowly to Tyson. Could have said it nicer, but yeah, I meant it. I preemptively flinched, waiting for Sal to throw a punch, but it never came. Instead, Sal just looked thoughtful as if processing something. I won't rehash what you already know. We all have our failings. But I want to reinforce that people can be good deep down. What? That's it? Yes. Was there more? Well, it depends on what you heard after that. If you were talking about pushing Dave to have sex with you, well, I went still, having been thankful that for the last little bit I'd been quiet. I tried to make myself smaller without moving, somehow waiting for something to happen. He didn't consent. Nothing happened. Almost did. Shouldn't have, but that's how it went. Dave? I squeaked when Sal addressed me, eyeing me carefully. That's basically how it went down. I didn't even say no, but Ty knew, I guess. All right. I feel that I'm letting you off easy, but it doesn't involve me. If it happens again, though, you have my permission to lay into me, whatever you want. End of Dave? I don't think I could. Which is enough incentive for me to not want to hurt you on purpose, pup. Not again. Sal looked over to Dean, who had gotten out of the shower, making a move to leave the pool area. All right, time for lunch. That's all I wanted to say for now. I sighed out when Sal wandered away to retrieve his towel. I was expecting something worse, a lot worse, and part of me worried that this was just the quiet before the storm. Ty? Yeah? You promised me you won't hurt me like that again. Ty stood up, pulling his feet from the hot tub and wandering closer. Not on purpose, at least. Promise. Come on now, let's get some grub. They all didn't have nothing, really. So you're just being a dork? Why do you go and grab my hand like that? I just had a question, but it's probably stupid. Don't worry about it. Don't make me ask what that question was. Okay, fine. So, like, this house, yeah? What about it? You haven't been here before, right? See? Stupid, right? You thought I cased the place? No, not that. I know you well enough that you're bothered by something, so spill it. Well, Benson said one of us has been here before. Said that I should ask them for help finding something. Well, shit, news to me. Looking for something good, pup? Not really, just nerd stuff. If you find anything worth money, let me know. Ty, we're not stealing anything, just want to prove something. Prove yourself why, though. That I can take care of myself and also help and stuff, you know. Be more like your dad. I guess, maybe a little like you. Why the fuck would you want to be more like me? I don't know, you just seem to be good at all sorts of stuff. Then just aim to be like your dad and you'll be alright, trust me. Okay. Now come on, get inside so we can eat. Okay. Oh man, we're still... Okay, I chuckle again, shifting uncomfortably. It was half a lie. There was more... I know, it's actually... Okay. I had to stop myself from saying it. If I was going to make that sort of call, I wanted it to be certain. Sure, admitting that you love a brother was okay, was one thing, but the very idea was tainted for me, and I didn't want to risk it. So when are we gonna meet up with Haas? Do that thing? Oh, okay, so we do it. Oh. Man, that scene was fucking long, wasn't it? I thought with the rest of the night, blah, blah, blah. Wandering outside, I figured I'd splash around in the water for a bit. Not a full swim, but enough to keep me going until dinner. I entered the pool around looking, seeing Sal and Tyson. Oh wow, I've been recording for like an hour and a half. I think I'll just catch up with where I was in Dean's route. So hopefully it'll only be like another half hour or so. I assume everything with Oswin is going to be the same. I entered the pool and looked at... okay, fine, I get it. Are you sure you do? I can run through it again if you need it. I said I get it. You can lay off it already. Okay, I heard you. Still. Should I leave? Leave you two alone? Shit, pup, how long have you been here? Not long, but, you were talking about something. Nothing important. Yeah, just having a chat. I'm about to leave, though. You going for a swim? Oh, I was just wandering around. Maybe slash my feet or something. I looked between Sal and Ty, wondering what was going on. It was almost as if Sal was waiting for something to happen and Tyson wasn't doing it. Or maybe something else? You can stay if you want. I wouldn't mind talking if Tyson doesn't need you. Well, come walk with me instead. I guess I could do that. Well, come on then. Ooh, intimate. Tyson led the way, leading away from the back door to the mansion in favor of heading off to the side of the house towards the tree line of the forest and stopping short of the trees, turning to face me. Ty? What? What were you talking to Sal about? Was it, Yeah, it was. Bastard tore into me, something fierce. But was it the truth, though? Of course it fucking was. It sucked. I'm sorry, Ty. You know the worst of it, pup? No, but he offered to hang out more. I let the comment hang in the air, confused at what Ty had just said. But that's good, right? Yeah, I guess. Just fuck. Ty began to pace, and I just watched at a loss of what to say or do. I almost jumped when he slammed his fist against the tree nearby, recoiling and shaking his fist soon after. And then that stuff he said about you and just... What'd he say about me? Nothing. Don't worry about it. I closed the distance between us and threw myself at him, wrapping my arms around his chest. Come on, Ty, tell me. Fine, fine. He didn't hug back, though, but he did push me away. But he didn't push me away either. Asked if what happened with him in Orlando helped you and me any. Wondered if either of us had confessed soon after. Confessed? Like, love, Dave. Come on, keep up. Sorry, that doesn't seem bad. It pissed me off a little. Maybe Roswell yesterday made him ask about it. I don't know. Just wish they'd leave you out of it. Ty? What? I've got your back. Fuck off. I really do. Yeah, I know, pup. And I fucking have yours. And it was then that he hugged me back, giving me a slight squeeze. I stole a look around, frowning. It was always when we were alone, always when others can't see. What's wrong? Just moments like this. We do this often, right? Often enough, I guess. No one else is ever around. And, well, if the others knew and could see, then maybe... Yeah, I don't know about that, pup. Like the idea of having you to myself. Like the idea of having you to myself, at least until you find yourself a decent guy. I blush, chuckling softly to myself. But you think it'd help. I do, and for what it's worth, you're a decent guy. Yeah, well, imagine how Dean's gonna react seeing you get all comfy with me instead of him. I laugh openly, as the pair of us separated, Tyson seemingly in a happier mood after a good hug. So what now? Doing anything? Not really. I was going to wait around until dinner. What about you? Was going to do some weights after the conversation, but what? Want to go chill, listen to music instead? Don't feel tired, and not much else to do with just the two of us. If you want to go work out, I can keep you company. Doesn't bother me. All right, I'll go blow off some steam, and then we can go chill. After Ty lay into the punching bag for a bit, we went back to his room, and he had so he could shower. I ended up falling asleep on his bed, with him waking me up when it was time for dinner. Roswell wandered over and put a plate of pasta in front of me, much like he did with the others. You're not bottling something up, are you? No, just I guess yesterday is still weighing in my mind. I'll be all right. I looked at Roswell and flashed him a smile, doing the same to Dean. They looked at one another before shooting me a concerned look. Well, if you're sure, if you need to talk, though. Okay, let's, Yeah, okay, yeah. We'll do the Roswell thing. Oh, what? The prospect of having poison, something around, blah, 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 blah. If he was telling the truth, he could infect one of us. Why was that line... Tyson, he, was pretty beaten up. Explain, please. Like, cut up all over. As I tried to mime what sort of marks I remembered, I felt my voice crack, finding it hard to remember. Where? Outside, on the grass. You seem distraught. Of course I'm distraught. I don't like seeing any of my friends potentially dead. Then take a deep breath, calm down, and tell me what word you used. Solidarity. And then for Benson, Osmond tensed up, rolling his sleeves briefly as I trailed off. Go on. Shoot, but it didn't seem right. I used the word betrayal for that one. But if this was meant to be something for the survival instinct, why haven't I seen it myself? Perhaps I wasn't clear. These theories are for whatever, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're just gonna stay silent. Oh yeah, the weird scene with Sal. I know we just read this, like at the very beginning of the episode, but I guess I just wanted to comment that that was super cute. And I know we get to see his dad because that was the first character I saw from this game and was actually the reason why I like went and looked it up because I was like, yo, he's cute. Is he the player character? I hope so. He's a dad, 10 out of 10. And then it was like, no. I kind of assumed that it was like a detective mystery thing where you played as a cop and like you used passwords. Like I don't know what I was thinking. But then I looked up the game and it was like you play as Dean and I was like I'm a little disappointed, a little bit, but I've really enjoyed this game so far. So, but there we're caught up in one episode. We did it, guys. I think I'm just gonna continue with Tyson's route because I really like him. Uh, he's cool, and I guess I'll finish Dean after I finish Tyson. I'll probably do Haas third. I don't know. Like originally, I thought Haas was pretty boring, but I don't know. These like now that we're on like day 9, I'm like, oh, Haas is kind of cool. I like Haas. Though of course Sal has like the has some allure to him. Still not really interested in Orlando or Roswell, so they'll be the last ones I do for sure. But yeah, until next time.